It has been a common tradition in the spirit of romance for young girls to dream about their big day, with some planning that white, pearly dream wedding long before their first taste of love. Sure, modern society stepped away from the old school traditions that our grandparents once framed in the photographs of their past, but even to this day, hosting an extravagant ceremony remains an indelible milestone in the life of every girl. Many still keep the dream of a perfect romance alive, hoping to become that lucky princess so often immortalized by the cinema. Among the starlet society of Hollywood, the dream of a perfect wedding is no different, though it's an ideal that very often seemingly achieve easily, and among the stars and idols, it appears to have become something of a competition. Walking down the aisle, literally or metaphorically, in a lavish celebration has become a fashionable statement of status and wealth, particularly for those who appear on the red carpets as brides attempt to outdo one another, going to extreme lengths to achieve what is only possible for the rich and famous. From the iconic budget-shaming wedding that Eddie Murphy hosted with his first wife, to Brad Pitt and Jennifer Aniston's outrageous ceremony, and of course, Kim Kardashian and Kanye West's record-setting celebration, Hollywood has certainly taken the term big day to heights unattainable for most. Although in recent times, celebrities begin stepping away from the luxurious ceremonial celebrations, with many weddings eventually becoming more memorable than the marriage. Some celebs continue their pursuit of the most extravagant, expensive ceremony. For the reality television star Porsha Williams, extravaganza became the intended theme for her nuptial ceremony, as she celebrated her walk down the aisle on two separate occasions. For those who may be a little uninformed, Porsha Williams is a reality television star who rose to fame through her appearance in The Real Housewives of Atlanta, or RHOA, and towards the end of 2021, earned her own spin-off series, Porsha's Family Matters. Those who follow Porsha on the show or through her social media presence may know that the 41-year-old recently tied the knot in two ceremonies held in November 2022, both to the same man, Nigerian entrepreneur Simon Gobadia. While it may seem odd to hold two ceremonies, there is a logical explanation for it, but this didn't keep Porsha from celebrating in a very affluent style. Quite surprisingly though, both ceremonies went down smoothly, which is rather unexpected for a reality television housewife. Porsha's wedding ceremonies may have taken place without any drama, but this doesn't mean that her romance with Simon goes without some mentionable shadow. In May of 2021, Porsha announced her engagement to Gobadia on Instagram, sharing a selfie of herself and her new fiancé shortly after Simon asked the big question. This followed Porsha's failed relationship with her former fiancé, Dennis McKinley, which ended badly, and with all their dirty laundry aired in public on both social media and reality television. Porsha, who previously endured allegations of infidelity, stated in her Instagram story that her engagement to Simon happened suddenly. Williams confirmed that her relationship with Simon at the time had only reached the first-month milestone, but assured her followers that the couple was crazy in love, and although things progressed quickly between them, she and Simon intended to live life to the fullest. Considering her previous short-lived romance with Dennis, an Atlanta businessman, Williams' followers and fans of The Real Housewives of Atlanta expressed their skepticism, believing that the relationship might end prematurely. However, while this concerned her followers, Porsha took to social media to reassure her fans, saying that she pursues happiness in her everyday life, avoiding all that is negative by focusing only on positive wishes. She also said that Gobadia makes her happy, insisting that this was all that mattered to her. In addition, following several episodes of the reality show that focused on Porsha's newfound romance, people could not help but express their uneasiness about the age gap between the two. Gobadia recently celebrated his 57th birthday, while Porsha has only entered her 4th decade. Regardless, the couple celebrated their decision to marry, with Simon expressing his disregard on social media. Talking to Instagram, Simon insisted that they work hard on sustaining a healthy relationship and are very happy together, adding that he's proud that they found each other and that he intends to stay by Porsha's side. Simon also shared pictures of the proposal on his Instagram account, including a snap of the engagement ring he presented to Williams, thus confirming the good news. Considering that Porsha shared a child with McKinley, 3-year-old Pilar Jenna, her fans expressed their curiosity about Dennis's thoughts on the engagement. In response, Williams posted a Mother's Day picture on her social media in which Dennis and Simon shared the frame. The caption on Porsha's story suggested that the encounter happened in good spirits, saying that both men are supportive of the situation, respective towards her happiness, and will do their best to co-parent PJ as best as possible. However, while fans expressed concern about the hasty engagement, this is not the darkest shadow to be cast on the relationship. Many viewers of The Real Housewives of Atlanta might recognize Simon from the show, as he, along with his now ex-wife, Feline, were introduced in the 2021 season of the show, with Feline as one of Porsha's friends, now making it seem as if Williams might be a homewrecker. Following Simon and Feline's appearance in the reality series, later in April that year, Simon unexpectedly announced his separation from his wife, stating that his wife had long been estranged from him, and that it was a mutual decision to part ways, adding that it's better for both parties. Naturally, Porsha expressed her disgust about the allegations, saying that she had nothing to do with Simon and Feline's divorce, adding that her romance with Simon is of a positive, loving nature, insisting that their relationship is a step forward for both her and Simon. Regardless, fans and followers of the reality TV star can't help but wonder if everything really is as positive as Porsha claims. Nonetheless, despite all the concerns people may have, the pair continued on with their relationship and eventually tied the knot. Now, you might be wondering why the couple would exchange vows in 2 separate ceremonies, but the answer is rather simple. One of the most beautiful concepts regarding Gubadia and Williams' relationship is that, despite both partners being of African ethnicity, they don't share the same cultural background. As mentioned, Simon is a Nigerian who hails from the city of Benin in Edo State. As such, Nigerian tradition dictated that Gubadia should exchange vows with his wife-to-be in a ceremony administered under native customs and law. Of course, Simon didn't want to spoil his bride's nuptial dreams, so the couple decided to hold 2 ceremonies, one in Nigerian tradition and the other by American custom. On the 25th of November 2022, the pair hosted the Nigerian traditional ceremony at the Four Seasons Hotel in Atlanta with 250 guests. Traveling from as far as Africa and England, the guests joined the celebration to witness Porsha in a stunning red gown, exchange vows with Simon, the masterpiece designed by Lakimi, an African-based luxury bridal wear designer, sported an exotic design customary of the Edo traditions, and most certainly made Williams stand out as an African princess. She also wore the traditional accentuating headpiece known as the okuku, decorated with Benin coral beads. Throughout the ceremony, Porsha took special care to follow exact instructions, so ensuring that every detail went according to traditional custom, which required intricate research to perfect. Regardless, Porsha said during a later interview that she had no regrets about the ceremony and was honored to embrace her husband's culture. Although the ceremony focused on the bride and groom, as is traditional, the couple's children also had parts to play. During the ceremony, young PJ accompanied her mother in a beautiful bright pink gown, which complemented her mother's similarly themed dress. The adorable combination of mother and daughter naturally earned them a special feature on both Porsha's social media and the media's coverage of the ceremony. Followers and fans couldn't help but gush, expressing their praise and admiration of PJ's stunning appearance, but of course didn't withhold compliments about the bride's several gowns she donned as the night's celebration continued. Amidst the scene decorated with colorful floral exhibits and luxurious golden accents, Benin dancers entertained the guests with traditional performances as the couple received blessings from the guests. Throughout the night, Porsha made appearances in several dresses, each more extravagant than the previous. Following her pink dress, Porsha would appear in a traditional Nigerian dress of velvet blue, which she then exchanged for a white dress laced with bright, sparkling crystals. The second ceremony, held the following day at a local Atlanta Methodist church in the Western tradition, featured everything from glamorous makeup to sparkling jewelry. True to every girl's bridal dreams, the groom wore richly detailed attire designed by Jeremiah Ogbodo, known as Swanky Jerry, who also tailored Simon for the Nigerian traditional ceremony, while his groomsmen donned exclusive Vera Wang black tuxedos. Accompanied by her brother, Hosea Williams III, Porsha walked down the aisle in a beautiful white gown designed by Frida. to the sounds of a 40-piece orchestra and the voice of Tasha Cobbs Leonard performing For Every Mountain. The reception at St. Regis Atlanta featured a similar theme to the traditional ceremony, which included elaborate floral decorations touched with golden trimmings. Porsha attended in a beautiful white lace dress by Albina Dyla, and for the after-party wore a summer fringe dress by the same designer. The R&B group Dru Hill provided entertainment at the reception and performed Beauty Is Her Name as the newlywed couple took to the floor for the first time. The group happened to be Porsha's favorite, and she later stated that it was a lifelong dream to dance with her husband during a performance by the group. To top everything off, the couple's wedding cake featured perfect golden icing and was so high that they had to cut it with a sword. The guest list included many familiar names from The Real Housewives of Atlanta, both former and current featured stars, such as Zim Zolciak Bierman, Candy Barus, and Nene Leakes. Following the two celebrations, which featured Porsha donning no less than 7 extravagant outfits, Simon commented that it was a phenomenal journey and that he could not ask for a better wife. However, one former housewife didn't receive an invitation to either of the ceremonies. What would a reality television star's wedding be if it lacked a little bit of drama? Followers of The Real Housewives of Atlanta would be aware of the tenuous drama between Porsha and her fellow housewife Eva Marcille, who was responsible for the airing of Williams' dirty laundry in the show. Known as Eva the Diva, she first earned her stardom as an America's Next Top Model contestant and winner, later earning a place on RHOA, or Real Housewives of Atlanta, as a friend before appearing as a regular feature. Now, everyone who followed the show closely might remember how Eva once outed Porsha for her infidelity against her first husband, Cordell Stewart. Of course, this earned Eva a backlash from Porsha, who didn't hold back on the insults, calling Eva's private parts aging hens practicing social distancing. Naturally, with the feud between the two housewives reaching boiling point, Eva wouldn't receive an invitation. During a later interview, Eva stated that it was only to be expected, as there is no relationship between them. When questioned about what caused their relationship to sour, Eva said that she once thought Porsha to be a friend. However, upon watching the show for herself, she came to the sad realization that she was the only one that considered them to be friends. As can be expected, fans of RHOA expressed their disappointment about not inviting Eva to the wedding, but it would be expected that Porsha simply avoided inviting anyone who might cause unwanted drama and quite possibly dodge a bullet. Viewers may also be familiar with the known tension between Candy and Nene, which made it seem odd that both were invited to the wedding. Some really expected the two housewives to bring out the claws during the reception, but fortunately, nothing of the sort happened. In fact, it actually seemed as if Candy and Nene may have buried their hatchet and rekindled their friendship. The two spent time in each other's company during the reception, appearing positively friendly. In an interview following the ceremony, the two admitted that they'd hugged and made up, giving fans hope about a renegotiated peace treaty between the two, once considered frenemies. With Simon and Porsha's beautiful but uneventful ceremony completed, their followers and fans most likely wish them the best in their marriage and whatever the future holds for them. Thank you for spending some time with us. Make sure to like and subscribe so you never miss another video. We also handpicked these videos which we recommend you watch next. You can talk to us on all social medias or ask a question in the comments below. Thank you for being with us, and we'll see you back tomorrow.